Hello again, it's Gumpa John the Cooking Grandpa. Today I'm making two classic English dishes, the first of which is called Scouse, because it comes from Liverpool. It consists of, in this case, 250 grams of a cheap cut of beef, in this case it's skirt, half a litre of beef stock, about 100 grams of split peas soaked in water overnight, a swede chopped up, a carrot chopped up, an onion chopped up, and a couple of potatoes, and a little tiny bit of flour. We start with the stock and the split peas. So I've drained the split peas, add them to boiling stock, and simmer that for 10 minutes and then turn it off. And while the beef stock is simmering, I put a big pan on, put a little bit of vegetable oil in, probably a teaspoonful. I'll begin to sweat the onions gently. This will take probably 5 or 6 minutes. Cooking those gently down. As the onions just slightly coloured, in goes the meat. So the meat's had about 6-7 minutes now. That's browned. Now the old recipes I found don't seem to mention much about herbs, but I like to add what they call a bouquet garni. I've got a little bit of parsley there, a bit of bay leaf, a bit of rosemary, and a bit of thyme. Bring underneath, tie it round. Good French word called a bouquet garni, but to you and me it's herbs. Add that to the stew, you can't go wrong. So when the dish comes to the boil, lid on, heat down a bit, and simmer now for 2 hours. So the stew's been cooking for 2 hours, and now is the time to add the potatoes. And I'll let it cook for another hour and taste it. And so after 3 hours, you end up with this wonderful, dense, unctuous beef stew, Scouse. Let me just try it. Oh, delicious, delicious, and very cheap. You could have more vegetables, cabbage, but plenty in here. I recommend it. Up the Scouses. You can make this dish using lamb instead of beef, and you can swap the veg for whatever you fancy. This is home cooking, not cordon bleu. My next dish is rice pudding, a wonderful English dish. When I was originally a single parent 35 years ago, I moved into a house where the owners had left behind this lovely old cookbook of the 1960s. In it, I found a recipe for rice pudding. In those days, you didn't have metric numbers, it was all in ounces and pounds. But I tried this and it worked beautifully. So this is all you do. You put your rice, your milk, your butter, your spice, in this case nutmeg, into a bowl, in the oven, 120 degrees for about an hour and a half, and that's it. You need to watch it towards the end because it can get rather thick, but that's all there is to rice pudding. That's childhood to me in a bowl. We used to eat ours with just strawberry jam, but these days you get much more exotic things. For example, stewed prunes, or you could put sultanas in, or lip syrup, or maple syrup. They say that food is memory, and for me rice pudding is a big memory in my family because my father was a prisoner of war for 4 years. When he finally got back to England in 1945, he was half starved. The first thing he wanted was a rice pudding. It almost killed him. Anyway, it didn't, because I was born 6 years later, and he went on to be 97 before he died. I hope you've enjoyed my video, and if you have, please subscribe to my channel and press the like button. Thank you.